welcome back. My name's Steve and thank you for joining me on my photography journey. Today I'm going to be talking about my Instagram account and my attempts at a 365 challenge this year. I'm not going to lie, I was going to be talking about lighting, but this week has been super busy and I've just not had time to film anything or write anything. So I thought this was a good opportunity to take you through my Instagram, the account that I made specifically for this, and to go through my thought process behind it, what I've done with it and why I've not been as consistent as I would like to be. And the idea was that I'd be taking 2022 as my beginning of my photography journey, which this has kind of morphed into. And the idea was that I would take a picture every single day, edit it, post it to social media, so in this case Instagram, and then later in the year it's been Vero. And this would give me the motivation to keep going out and taking pictures, and also the kind of a document of how I've progressed as a photographer, what I've been doing, and how my style has changed over that amount of time. So we're going to take a look through it. I currently have, as you can see, 203 posts, so I've got 54 followers, so if you want to be one of those, join me and up my numbers a bit. It's SMP_365 times 2022. So this is where we're at with it. So I have taken and posted 203 pictures. Let's just go right back to the beginning on here, and then we'll go through it in kind of chronological order. So it started as an idea towards the end of last year. After I got my Nikon Z5, I wanted to encourage myself to take more pictures, and I saw this in a photography magazine as an idea for improving your photography in the new year. So I thought, great, this sounds perfect and would be the ideal way to kind of learn more about photography and develop as a photographer myself. So that's what I did. One of my favourite subjects is coffee. I like to drink it, I like to talk about it, really like to drink some more of it, and that's where I started. So this is my very first picture on the account, day one of the challenge, and like I say in the comment, what better way to start than with my drink of choice, which is a coffee, pour over in this case. I decided to try and cover subjects that I liked, the local environment where I live, where I work, and try and take different pictures that show who I am and where I am, what I'm doing, kind of thing. So a very simple setup: my coffee machine, my coffee cup, and in black and white to begin with, and I just wanted to have a starting point. I like the grains in the wood that the coffee machine is sat on, and the paper for the filter. I like the texture that you can see on there as well. And actually in real life, in colour, this V60, the pour over part of the coffee, is actually bright blue. So I think it actually looks better in the black and white. I mean, it's a great colour, but it's something that I feel is a bit better in the black and white. So day two, it was wet and windy and I wasn't feeling at my best, so stayed indoors. And this is a picture of Ruby, my Sprocker Spaniel, and in her normal state on the sofa. There's nothing particularly interesting about this image. It's just what I happened to see on that day when I was looking for something to take a picture of. Then I remember this day, day three, I had to talk to myself and wanted to be a bit more adventurous with the photos that I was taking. Actually go out of the house, take my camera, go and take some pictures of something that I wouldn't normally take a picture of. and in that case it was this churchyard. It's in the village. I walk past it quite often, but I'd never really stopped to look at it to take a picture. Always kind of walk past thinking, oh, that's quite nice, I like that, but nothing more than that really. And this was the first time that I actually stopped. I stood at the gates, the entrance to it, and I was looking in and was trying to work out what to take a picture of. And I remember taking pictures down this path, which I really like, that path leading down the side of the graves next to the trees. And this was my favourite view from that part of the churchyard. To the right is more of the church and more of the graveyard, but it was this pathway down the side that I really liked. And again, I think the black and white works quite well. It wasn't the most interesting of days. It was kind of just the usual January in the UK. It was grey, it was fairly cold, and it was nothing too spectacular, so I think it looks quite nice in black and white. A little bit of editing on there to pull out some of the details of that path, to kind of try and highlight it a bit, but also, which I think now might be a bit of a distraction, the gravestone over here on the right hand side, that was possibly a bit too much for me. I could have not focused on that one quite as much as I did. Photo number 3, as well as trying to experiment with the pictures that I was taking, the subjects that I was taking pictures of, I wanted to look at my editing and how the pictures actually appear on Instagram, because this was all aimed at Instagram to begin with. So I like that view of 2 pictures on the carousel, I think they call it, and having it look as if it's just one continuous picture, so that you can scroll across it, particularly if you're on your phone, just scroll seamlessly between the 2 pictures and it looks like one large picture. So this was my desk. I was back to work on this day. Again, there's coffee, there's my Harry Potter notebook. I'm a big fan of both technology. I work in technology, and I like the kind of the phones, the Bluetooth accessories and things like that I use with my job, but also a paper notebook, a fountain pen, and I wanted to try and capture that in this image. The different textures of the cork desk mat, the plastic of the keyboard and the mouse, the cup that I've had since I was 5 years old, and then the paper, the pen and things. There's quite a lot going on in the picture, so I don't know if it completely works, and the fact that you have to scroll to see the whole of it, I do think it looks better on the phone than it does on here, but I do like that picture, but I think there's just a bit too much going on. There's no one clear focus of it. Now, in our house in January, we had a bit of a leak in the roof, and we had some scaffolding up so that the guys could come out and fix it. And the scaffolding itself was really quite interesting because it was the different textures, different colours, and on the scaffolding was placed on these boards and things. I liked the contrasts there of the metal and the wood beneath it. And again, it was something, I never had scaffolding up on my house before, and this was something new, something interesting. So it was something that I kind of wanted to document and make known that it was there. After that, again, the next day, the scaffolding was up for a few days, so I took a bit more. Today we had that day, there was more blue sky, so it created a better image with the sky in the background rather than the wood on the floor. So as you can see, a bit of variety in here. One thing that I do keep coming back to, like here, is the rabbits, the guinea pigs, the dog, the cat, the pets that we've got in the house. So we've got, well, we're going to have a second dog soon, so I have 2 dogs, 2 rabbits, 4 guinea pigs and 2 rabbits and a cat. So plenty of subjects to take pictures of, and you will see on here that they crop up time and time again because they're interesting. I enjoy spending time with them, I enjoy photographing them, and for me that's kind of a way to relax. They're members of the family and they pose quite nicely at times. Again, nothing too interesting in the picture. So coming on to the next one, I wanted to talk a little bit more about other hobbies that I've got as well as photography. One of them is running, and over the last couple of years I've been trained by Purdue Performance and had a great time training with them, and this was one of those pictures where I wanted to try and have it as a product shot. So I've got their t-shirt on there, I've got my running shoes, I've got my hat and some energy gels because this was the day before a race, and it was something that I wanted to again try and document and show off in a different way to normal. Like I say in the comment here in the caption, I'm not completely happy with how I've set it up and what the composition's like, but I recognise that this is something that I'm learning. It's something that I have given myself the opportunity to try and to practice, and that's all I can ask really. That is the whole idea of this challenge, let's call it, to try and get better and improve my photography. So I'm not going to go through all of these pictures. As I said, follow me on Instagram and you can have a look through all of them. But as you can see, there's a wide range of subjects. Not everything is in black and white. There are long exposures like this one of when we were on holiday in, where were we? In Devon. And this was on the harbour, and it was I actually didn't have a tripod with me. I just put my camera on a bench facing out towards the sea and wanted to capture those lights across the other side, and that was something that I experimented with, tried different settings on the camera, and I found the one that I liked. I like the colours, the reflections, and I think it's that's one of my favourite shots. I also really like the simplicity of some of these pictures from Westward Ho of cloudy sky, the big empty beach, and then the sea just calmly drifting in. These are the kind of pictures that I really like, and it's the simplistic view that I find most interesting. So I've tried to capture as many of those as possible. Another good example from the same holiday, one thing that I will say is that with this challenge I've not been out every single day to take pictures. Some pictures are from different days depending on when I've edited them and things like that, and that I think is where I've come slightly unstuck. So here we go, this is the one I was looking for. This one is from the same trip, but I've used it 40 days later, and I just love the simplistic view of that one. But I've not been out every single day taking pictures. I have kind of chopped and changed, gone through bursts of doing lots, other periods of not doing so many. But one thing that I will say is that I have stuck to taking lots of pictures, editing lots of pictures, and posting lots of pictures. And I may not have one for every day, but I am actually gradually catching up. So at the moment I'm going through pictures that I've been taking over the year, going back, looking at different ones, editing them, and then posting them. I've got a list of pictures that I've edited. I keep this in Notion, which I'll talk about another day. This is just where I keep myself organised. But I've got pictures that I've edited, that I've got captions for and everything like that already, and they're kind of ready to post, but I just haven't posted them yet. I will get around to it, but I would rather spend time taking photos, editing photos, making videos, editing videos, than spending my time on Instagram posting pictures. And that's where this challenge has kind of fallen down a bit. I've taken plenty of pictures. I've taken far more than 365 pictures this year. I just haven't posted them. And I think it's made me realise that I want to do this photography for me, because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy going out and taking pictures, and I enjoy spending that time outdoors with the dog, with my family, walking in the woods, whatever the weather is and things like that. And I enjoy setting up a product photography shoot. I enjoy using the different lighting and things, which I will come back to that video, and once I've got a bit more time I will go through that and show how it all works and how I use different lights in different ways to create different situations. But for now I'm happy just taking the pictures, editing the pictures and keeping them for me, sharing them on here with you guys, and using it as a learning tool rather than being very strict and saying I must post one photo every single day on Instagram, because it's not sustainable. It's not something that I enjoy doing. But as you can see, my style has changed a bit, and that could be to do with the changing seasons. It could be to do with just me improving as a photographer over the year and learning more about the composition, the editing and things like that. So come onto Instagram, have a look through my pictures and see what you think. Leave comments, like things if you want to, and it's just a way of me learning from myself and keeping myself slightly accountable. When I first started the Instagram account, I had visions of getting lots and lots of feedback from different photographers about the composition, the colours, the editing and things like that, but that doesn't really happen on Instagram, certainly in my experience. I don't want to spend all my time trying to publicise my Instagram account and getting people on there to leave comments, but that then doesn't give me the experience that I was kind of hoping for from it. So it's very difficult sometimes to try and focus on what I want from it and what other people kind of get from Instagram. You've always got that feeling of trying to keep up with everyone else on there, and there's lots of famous photographers who get hundreds, thousands of comments, and it's a great place to learn, but that's not how I found it. And when I look back at this collection of photos from this year, I'm really proud of them. These are things that I've been out, I've taken them, I can remember the story behind each of the pictures and things. We've moved house this year, we've been on different adventures and things like that, and this is my document of where I've been, what I've done, and it's something that I'll always be able to look back on. I've saved all of these images elsewhere, they're not just on Instagram, so that if Instagram just stopped one day, I wouldn't lose my photos, because then that's not the only place that they are. So I've always got these pictures that I can look back on and remember this year. And I mean, we're not even in December yet, so it's certainly not over. I will be trying to get up to the 365 on there. I've got a bit of catching up to do, but this video is me saying to myself, get on with it, get those up there. The main reason being I just want to end the year with 365 posts on my 365 account. So I've got a little bit of time to do that. I've got the pictures, I've got the editing done, and we've got a month or so left of the year in order to do it. So I will be posting again a bit more often. So keep an eye out if you want to have a look at these images. But other than that, thank you for watching this week, and I hope you've kind of learned something about me and kind of my thoughts behind photography and things. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you again next week. My plan is to talk a bit about the lighting side of things. Hopefully I'll have a bit more time to be able to do that. But thank you for watching, and thank you for joining me on my photography journey. So have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.